Nicki Minaj, the influential Trinidadian-born rapper, singer, and songwriter widely recognized as one of the most dominant forces in contemporary hip-hop, appears to be shifting her ambitions toward a domain far beyond music, the realm of genuine political power and societal impact. At 43 years old, she is said to be intensely focused on securing what she views as authentic authority, the kind that allows one to shape policies, influence decisions at the highest levels, and effect meaningful change rather than merely enjoying fleeting fame or commercial success in the entertainment industry. This pursuit is not a casual interest but a deliberate, calculated move, driven by a deep hunger for something more substantial than chart-topping hits or social media dominance. Insiders who have spoken about her mindset describe her as someone who is no longer content with the superficial trappings of celebrity. Instead, she craves real power, real impact, and a seat at the table where major decisions are made. This perspective marks a significant evolution for an artist who has long been known for her bold personality, sharp lyricism, and unfiltered public commentary. Minaj has always been outspoken, often using her platform to address issues ranging from personal rivalries to broader social topics. But her recent trajectory suggests she is aiming to translate that influence into something more institutionalized and enduring. A key moment that highlighted this shift occurred in November 2025, when Minaj publicly aligned herself with controversial claims made by President Donald Trump regarding the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. During an appearance at a Turning Point USA event, she delivered a passionate statement emphasizing the plight of Christian communities in the West African nation. She described how churches had been burned, families torn apart, and individuals targeted simply for their manner of prayer and worship. Her words painted a stark picture of religious intolerance and violence, positioning her as a vocal advocate for what she perceived as a neglected humanitarian crisis. However, her remarks quickly drew sharp criticism from analysts, experts on African affairs, and various commentators. Many pointed out that the violence in Nigeria is far more complex and multifaceted than a straightforward religious persecution narrative. Jihadist groups, armed militias, and other insurgent factions have fueled widespread conflict across the country, affecting people from diverse religious backgrounds, ethnic groups, socioeconomic classes, and geographic regions. Critics argued that framing the issue exclusively through the lens of Christian targeting oversimplifies a deeply entrenched cycle of instability driven by factors such as resource disputes, political corruption, ethnic tensions, and historical grievances. Some accused her of amplifying potentially misleading or politically motivated claims without fully engaging with the broader context, which could inadvertently polarize discussions rather than foster constructive dialogue. Despite the backlash, Minaj has shown no signs of retreating from her position. Sources close to her have made it clear that she has no intention of issuing apologies or retracting any part of her statements. She remains steadfast, believing that standing firm on her convictions outweighs any potential damage to her popularity or commercial standing. One insider emphasized this resolve by noting that Minaj prioritizes taking principled stands over maintaining peak chart positions or universal fan approval. She is reportedly prepared to accept the loss of certain supporters if it means remaining true to her beliefs and pursuing the kind of influence she now seeks. This unapologetic approach aligns with Minaj's long-standing public persona as someone who refuses to be silenced or dictated to by external pressures. Throughout her career, she has navigated controversies with a mix of defiance and strategic self-presentation, often turning criticism into fuel for her artistry and public image. Now, however, the stakes appear higher as she engages more deeply with political spheres. Reports indicate that she is closely studying conservative political movements and engaging in behind-the-scenes conversations with influential figures who operate in those circles. These interactions suggest she is building networks and gathering insights that could position her for future involvement in politics, whether through advocacy, endorsements, or potentially even direct participation. Of course, any serious political aspirations would face significant practical hurdles. Minaj, originally from Trinidad and Tobago and having built her career primarily in the United States, would first need to secure U.S. citizenship to be eligible for many elected offices. This requirement underscores the long-term nature of her ambitions. She is not rushing into something impulsive but appears to be laying groundwork methodically. On the music side, her career shows no signs of slowing down despite these broader goals. Fans eagerly anticipate her sixth studio album, tentatively titled NM6, which is scheduled for release in March 2026. This project is expected to showcase her signature blend of rapid-fire flows, genre-blending experimentation, and unapologetic bravado. It remains to be seen how her evolving worldview will influence her lyrics, themes and public rollout, but given her history, it is likely to be bold and reflective of her current mindset.